This is Jack. Okay, so now you have the male-female relationship marriage scenario with the children, and now the parents start having conflict and anger, and the whole relationship just goes sour, and now you've got children. But what is that expression within the relationship of the marriage actually? It is the inner conflicts within the male and the female because of their past experiences with relationship, and they know and they finally realize, whether with awareness or not, that this is not going to fix what they're experiencing within them. Why do parents have children? Because parents believe that children will, fulfill their relationship or tie the knot even further in terms of having them be together and remain together. The children is there just as with relationships. Many human beings believe that. And some, in this previous soul construct, that's why children were born into this world, believing that they're here to come and mend and fix relationships. Anyway, so now a divorce occurs, which is like the breakup, but now it's like all legal within the system breakup, Now there's more shit that goes on. Now it's about money, property, and of course the children. Okay? Now these parents are sitting in like an entire court case scenario, for instance, and this happens a lot, much more these days, extensively, where parents sit in court with their children, and now the children is nabbing on the deep end of this entire situation, while the parents sort out their emotional conflicts in fucking court, in the system. So now these parents are even fighting about the children, but blaming each other for not being fit parents, or not being worthy of the children, etc., etc. But what are they actually nagging at and conflicting and fighting towards at? Themselves. What are they displaying in front of the court, the system of the world? Themselves. Why does marriage exist and then divorce exist, which is like the relationship start and the relationship break up within the system? Because if that happens within the system, the emotional conflicts that is experienced is even more extensive, and when you're locked into the system by marriage and then break up by divorce, that whole experience gets more lodged into and feeding that marriage and divorce system within the world. So that's why this entire system, and how it's set up within consciousness of the world, supports marriage and supports divorce. That's why it exists. So parents that are currently in court cases, that are experiencing fighting over their children, I think it's to ask the children eventually, because they'll know who is the strongest to be able to take them through this process while they're here now, and who will be more stable. And the children are not stupid from that perspective. They know exactly what they're doing, and they know exactly what they're saying, and what it is that they're here for, and what it is that they're experiencing in terms of a higher awareness level. So from that perspective, they know who they're required to stay with, and that you're going to have to make peace with. Because if they didn't choose the other parent, or they choose one, the other one just fucked up, and it's simple. You're fucked up. And your children knows who they are wanting to choose with, or to choose to be with during this life and this process, because they know who's strong enough, if you want to call it that, who's able to stand with them and remain with them during this process. So, that's how the whole marriage scenario starts blowing up completely out of proportion, and then the children's lives are basically fucked up because the parents' lives are fucked up, and now the children's lives are obviously going to turn out the exact same way, because now the children believe that they were not loved and they were not accepted within the whole family scenario, and they're obviously going to search for love and search for acceptance in relationships. And that's how this whole system was set up, that the children experience just as fucked up relationship as the parents as they continue, and that's how the cycles and the sins of the fathers continue within this world and within the relationship experiences. So that's how relationship inner conflicts within human beings get lashed out into this world, and marriage is the biggest mistake human beings in this world can make. Because marriage is the system, time knot of mind, consciousness system relationships in this world. Okay, but to those who currently have children, etc., will obviously do some interviews in terms of assisting you, supporting you there. There are in those scenarios. If you're currently experiencing guilt or sadness or remorse in terms of what I'm explaining and saying you to, that you're currently fucking up your child's life, you're not. We thought you were there with your children, so all you've got to worry about is you, actually, and supporting your children in their self-expression, and that's it. Okay, this is Jack. That's all I have for now. Thanks.